engineers. What would we do without them? They manufacture cars, help us communicate, and change how the world moves. They can go from programming microprocessors to building entire cities. Their work changes the way we live. But have you ever wondered what is behind those projects? Or even, who is behind them? Introducing the Industrial and Systems Engineers.
Wait, now you're probably thinking, what is an industrial engineer?
Well, let me explain. Being in a band is a big project. Each member of the band is selected carefully for their talents: voice, drums, bass, or guitar are just some of the positions open. But what if the band wants to be better, release new songs, and play at bigger stages? Project management is the force behind every idea that makes any goal achievable. This branch of industrial engineering helps identify a series of steps to follow in order to reach an objective. Let's say scheduling practice days, talking to investors, investigating the genre you want to play, or what the target audience wants, where to put more efforts, help calculate the amount of time and money needed. Project management will help you analyze the opportunities, and who knows, maybe sooner than later, you'll be on a bigger stage.
Got a revolutionary idea? A product you want to see all around the world? There's an idea inside your head, one you're determined to develop no matter what. But perhaps costs and time of manufacturing are a problem. Review your designs, experiment with different materials and different methods of production. Calculate times, bottlenecks, best practices, and scrap materials. Manufacturing will help you materialize your idea. Production will multiply it. And finally, distribution will get your idea to the next level. The world.
Okay. The next one might sound a little bit challenging. Therefore, let's take a simple example that can help us understand. Let's take a trip to a market in Mexico. This colorful place is very dynamic, selling thousands of products a day. There's no strict control such as in a factory, but the logic is the same. Most of the people at the market are not the primary producers. Therefore, they have to negotiate prices and buy the product in high quantities so they can get a better deal. They must be aware of the availability of the main products, taking into account the customer's seasonal needs, without forgetting that the products in stock must be sold within a certain amount of time. Otherwise, they will go to waste. The transportation of vegetables and fruits must also be considered. If you take a closer look, you'll see a supply chain manager inside each of them.
Well, that escalated quickly. Let's return to a small business. How about a food truck? Food trucks have a lot of engineering going on inside them. They're basically engineers on wheels. Just think about it. You have to get an entire kitchen onto a truck and satisfy all the clients. But how? Well, you know the answer. Optimizing space, making a movement analysis, and finding ways to make tasks more efficient and faster are just some examples of industrial engineering in a food truck. Find the right layout where making the product is easier and the operator feels more comfortable. Less movements, less time. Less production time, sell more products. Selling more in less time leads to productivity.
People use and view content on social media constantly. This tendency to write reviews and opinions makes the quality of a business determine its success or downfall. Though quality is not just about making something look nice, there's a whole process behind making that delicious bread. Waiting. Each bread piece has to have the same taste and texture. This needs to be precise, so that each piece meets the standard size. Measuring. Have about the same dimensions and use of materials. Ensuring cleanliness is fundamental when making a product. Finally, don't forget about time, which is another fundamental part of good product or service. You see, focusing quality will make any small business a success.
What about the human factor? You may be more interested in human behavior. This is a very important aspect. If you know how to treat people, that can open many doors for you. The human factor is knowing people's behavior, their strengths, and their weaknesses. Moreover, you'll be able to communicate ideas, motivate others, and achieve something. The human factor is almost everywhere. With that in mind, we know we will still make mistakes. And the only thing we can do to control that is making it easier for people to complete a task. That's where ergonomics comes in. Many years ago, the health of an operator, or in this case, a basketball player, was not taken into account. Ergonomics helps a person feel more comfortable in an environment and tries to eliminate risks. In this case, a better grip to get a better handle of the ball, the ergonomy in the player's uniforms, and of course the design of a sneaker can help prevent injuries.
Well, maybe your real passion is technology, machines, and robots. As time passes by, industries tend to make their processes more and more standardized, and they achieve that by fitting more and more controls and technologies in their chains. There needs to be a bond between the industry and its technology. That's where the industrial engineers enter. Observation, analysis, and knowledge of technology being handled is what really gives the new technologies their value in the industry. Simulate, make loops, put the technology into a trial mode, and whenever you feel technology is ready for the industrial work, apply it.
Okay, we've already talked about industries and businesses that are already on the market and that have been running for a while. But what about startups? What about these future generations of entrepreneurs that have to start from the bottom, from the very beginning? Well, of course it won't be easy, and patience is key, but maybe applying strategic planning could help. Develop planning models. Don't worry if you don't see the results in the next few weeks. Planning models need some years for you to see the difference. Identify important investments. Take a look at tendencies. Define your purpose, your mission. Define how you see the company, your vision. Define where you want to go, your goals. Become the leader of your business and engage more people in your idea.
So, if all that we've mentioned before doesn't fit you, maybe this will. Money. Money is strategic when making a project. Without financial support, many projects would just stay on paper. But it's not as easy as it seems. To invest money in a project, you have to evaluate the circumstances. Financial engineering is the link between the industry and finance. It predicts how a project will turn out if there's an investment. Through mathematical models and forecasts, you can get the best option for investment. It even helps you know how long it will take to get that investment back. Of course, there's a lot of thought into these decisions, because at the end, there will always be risk and variability. The real job is to be aware of it and try to control them as much as possible. You know what they say, if you don't risk, you don't win. Now, you've seen our world.
It's not about what an industrial and system engineer does.
It's about what you want to do. As you can see, we can be anywhere.
Industrial engineers are all among us.
And there are many more in their way.
Welcome to our Coliseum,
where only the wise will rise.